Hello, my name is Linda Anousta and my company is Love Anousta. We're doing a short video on black seed oil, also known as black cumin and kalonji. It's got about 100 different other names. Commonly grown in the Middle East, Syria was a big area for growing the black cumin, the Nigella sativa as it's known. Love in a mist as we call it, and it is routinely taken by all people in the Middle East, India kind of area. It's common knowledge to them. 3,000 years of documented history, a lot to talk about. Can't really get it all covered in 2 minutes, but let's just touch on some of the subjects. How I came across, or how I was introduced to black seed oil, was that I was burgled. And it disrupted my sleep pattern rather dramatically. So I landed up going to bed at sort of 2, 3 in the morning, listening out for burglars all the time, and then really found it difficult to wake up, for work at 8, 9, whatever time in the morning. It was a struggle. A lovely Muslim friend of mine introduced me to this when she heard how tired I was and said, well, why don't you take the black seed oil? So I did. I was very lucky because I'm horribly impatient, and it worked very quickly for me, even though I had been properly sleep-starved for a good 5 years. Sleep is a big issue for a lot of people. They either have a pattern where you find they go to sleep, they sleep, and then suddenly they wake up at like 2:30, 3 in the morning and just can't get back to sleep. Or you find somebody will go to sleep, then they will appear to sleep all night, but when they wake up, they don't feel refreshed, they don't feel like they've had any sleep at all. So either sort of that kind of sleep disturbance, and mine was the latter, the black seed or black cumin oil will rectify that. It usually takes somewhere between 3 and 6 weeks for most people to feel the benefit. It does depend on how long you have had an issue with poor sleep. So obviously if you've been suffering 25 years with very poor sleep, it's going to take you a bit longer than if you've had a disturbed sleep for 2, 3, 4 weeks. I usually suggest that people take the black seed oil, 5 mils, 1 teaspoonful, about 7, 8, maybe 9 at night, not too late, not always ideal to take it last thing at night, just before you go to bed, because some people find that the oil regurgitates. There are many, many other uses for this product. The Prophet Muhammad said 3,000 years ago that it cures everything except death, which is very useful. And it is used and has been used for centuries, both in hair care to stimulate, so it can be rubbed into your hair and it stimulates hair growth. It can be rubbed into your nails, that will help too. It deals with parasites, so it is given usually in seed form. I don't know if you can see that, but the seeds, they are tiny, they are black, they are hard. They don't look like they have any oil in them at all, but slow pressed black cumin seeds is the way to go, and it will deal with a whole host of different issues that you might have. We get our seeds imported and they're pressed in this country, which is better than having them pressed, let's say, in Africa, India, the Middle East, etc., and then kept in barrels in quite high intense heat. I think it's nicer if it's freshly pressed in this country. There are a couple of books that you might find more interesting if you're the sort of person that wants to know more and wants to investigate and find out more about how it can be used. There's a couple of books for you to perhaps have a good look at. When we have somebody who orders it, we send out just a little flyer. This is enough for most people. The proof of the pudding is in the swallowing, and if you're happy with just a small amount of information, that should tick the box. If you're somebody that wants to know more, then go that way. There is something that I'm going to read, but because I'm an old git, I need to don the glasses and look intellectual. In this book, which is Black Cumin, a magical Egyptian herb, which I highly recommend, you can find it in your good local bookstore or go to Amazon. There is a page starting on 26 which starts telling you what's in the black seed. And when you think about how tiny these seeds are, it is remarkable that the following is within each seed. So what you have are antioxidants within the seed that they're especially important for the immune system. You have beta-carotene, you have biotin, folic acid, magnesium, selenium, and there's more, B1, B2, B6, vitamin C, vitamin E, and zinc. Not much then in such a tiny little seed as this, but it's a powerhouse of nutrition. It really is amazing, amazingly strong. Other uses for it, it makes a beautiful night oil. So I always say this, it makes perfect sense to test something because somebody somewhere is allergic to something. So when you get your bottle, take a little bit of the oil, put it on your skin and just test it. Just test that you're fine with it, that's all. And if you have no reaction, which you shouldn't have, then you can put a bit on your face. If that's fine, then you're ready to go. So at night, when you've taken your makeup off, or with the guys, perhaps in the morning when you've just shaved, try a little bit of this on your skin. It is beautiful. The taste is not great. It's bitter, and we're not really used to bitter in our diets anymore. We used to have salt, sugars, fats, sweets and bitters, but we don't really have bitter in our diet as much. So it's a taste that we're not really accustomed to nowadays. So it does take a little bit of adjusting, but have a glass of water to hand, have a good slug and get rid of that taste very quickly, and it shouldn't be an issue for you at all. Black cumin has a component in it which is naturally bronchodilating. So obviously in your chest you have your bronchioles, if you remember your human biology at school. And black cumin will help to vasodilate those bronchioles. So whether you have bronchitis, you have a rip-roaring chest infection, or whether you have full-blown asthma, it's a remarkable product for that. I do remember very clearly a gentleman coming in the shop who had a cycle with his asthma, and it was on antibiotics for 1 week with an infection, on steroids for the next 2 weeks to try and recover from the infection, and then maybe 1 week clear. And that happened to him every month, all the time. And I suggested that he try this, not stop the other drugs and the medications that he was on, but just give this a go. And he came back within a month, and the difference in him was amazing. And his partner was very, very impressed at what they had seen happen to him, even in 1 month. So if there is an asthma issue going on there, or bronchitis, do consider this. It's pretty awesome at dealing with that. If you like this video, give it the thumbs up. There are more videos coming. You can have a look on social media channels and you'll see that we are updating and changing things. So if you want to keep posted and informed, then subscribe. In the meantime, if you've got any thoughts or comments, please do enter them below. And I really hope that the video has been of some help to you. Thanks for watching.